There's a little Mississippi in everything I do. Ed McGowin is one of the greatest influences I've had in my work. And the fact that he's from Hattiesburg always meant a lot. I first met him about 1970. And when I started showing in Washington on P Street, he had sent all of his collectors over. He couldn't have been nicer to me. It was always about Mississippi. But as long as I've known him and as close as we've been, this will be the first time we've shown together at Rachel's Prospect Gallery. And I like the idea of that. Coming home means a lot to me and to Ed. And it kind of makes sense to do it at that place.
Over 40 years I've known him now. He's constantly been able to put different things together. He's been a key to a lot of us, I think. I feel very lucky to been on his list. I think that the most important thing about this is Bill and I both carry the tradition of narrative work in our efforts.
Rachel, everybody in Hattiesburg, I hope we've got everybody in Forest County there, because I really am happy to be in Hattiesburg. I just wish I weren't there virtually. Nothing would please me more, but Ed, the world is way too much with us, I'm afraid. But the main thing is the art's there, and that's why we're all gathered, is to see his work and see mine.
The two of us, when we first started working, it was a great deal of emphasis put on totally non-objective work. So narrative was a little bit outside the mainstream, but from Washington, D.C., where the color painters were, Bill and I found an opportunity. The narrative thing that we share is it's simply straight from the, sitting on the front porch and having tea or whatever and talking about, whatever's going on, and they become stories. I mean, those things become characters, really.
This is the first time Ed McGowin and I have ever shown together. We've been good friends for a long time. And nobody has used the art world and made a better use of it than Ed. He and his wife, Claudia DeMonte, travel constantly. I'm always getting postcards from exotic places. And that's what the art world can do for you. And Ed was having museum shows and in the New York gallery when I first came up in 1970. And our relationship's always been a good one. And I think the world of him, and I'm glad that we're both showing there in Hattiesburg.
His stories are just absolutely fabulous. And I just think they're wonderful. When I read them, I see the painting. He's consistently been one of the most influential people around in the South. Bill and I came straight from the South, it seems, and we recognized, what we were doing was unique in many respects. And even though our work doesn't look alike at all, but it has, I think the roots of the work are very similar.
Hattiesburg is a big old college town. It's a big muscular town, and I think the Prospect Gallery fills a gap that hadn't been there before. But I really like Hattiesburg. I like what I know of it. So Mississippi Southern is one of the few schools in Mississippi I didn't attend, but it's never too late. But I like its location. I like so many of its graduates. And I'm very taken with Hattiesburg all the way around. Robert St. John is a great friend of mine. And I like what he's done down there from an entrepreneurial point of view and from an artistic point of view. Robert puts his money where his mouth is, and that's important. He's not the only one.
I grew up in Hattiesburg, finished college at Mississippi Southern. I think Hattiesburg means an awful lot to me. We've shown at the same places, but we haven't been together. I would like for the viewers, we say, to look at my pictures and be able to make a movie in their mind's eye from each of the pictures as a part of a narrative.
The works I've sent down for the exhibition at Prospect Gallery are about the road. I'm seeing the same landscape, the Mississippi landscape, that my grandfather saw, only they saw it from the seat of a tractor behind a mule, and I'm in an exotic automobile from some other place in the world with an adult beverage in hand. And I can assure you it's the same landscape, but it looks a little bit different this way.
I'd like for the people to look at what I have there and be able to just write a story about it in their own minds. Everybody experiences art in a different way, and nobody's going to see the same picture.
But I've always had a place in Mississippi. It's always been close to my heart. And I'm working on a house and restoring it. I'm converting an old church into a studio in Webster County now. So that's a lot of the money I earn out in the rest of the world comes back to Mississippi. So y'all should be happy about that.
He's so gifted. I mean, Bill can spin a story better than anybody I know.
I just want people to see the work and be changed by it, because I am. I make these paintings because I want to see them. And that's the best reason, it seems to me. People say, Dunlap, I never see skies like that. I said, no, you're not about to. You'll only see them in a work of art. You won't see them in the real world out there. But that's the whole idea, is we interpret these things and we make them our own. And nobody does that better than Ed. And I've thought the world of his work for a long, long time. It's been a great influence on me.
I want to invite the people from Hattiesburg to come down and see the exhibition of Bill Dunlap and my work. And I think that Rachel has made a very big contribution to Hattiesburg by opening this space, and I hope everybody supports it.
Well, I'm just glad that Rachel's doing this, and I hope the Prospect Gallery thrives and everybody supports it, because it matters very much. Mississippi's been awfully good to me, and it needs to be good to the next generation of artists that come along. It matters greatly to us. And the main thing is, look at the work, take care of it, and buy it if you possibly can. We like to hear that cash register ring. It makes a lot of difference.
If the people support the space that has been made for the people of Hattiesburg, I think that there's a lot of room for development, and certainly with the university there, and I think it'll make a big difference in Hattiesburg.
The exhibition at Prospect Gallery that features Ed McGowan's work and Bill Dunlap's work is open to the public, and it'll change your life. Not necessarily for the better, but it'll change your life. So get in there and see it.